Hey there, I'm here. Sorry, guys, I sent out a message earlier, or attempted to send out a message earlier on Blackboard, but Blackboard's having some trouble. It looks like that message never sent. So I apologize for that. Okay, I'm seeing everybody come in. So in that message, I said we weren't going to start until 1:30 today. So sorry about that. Just looking at this group meeting. Okay, so can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Till a couple more people come in. All right, so what I had asked you guys to look at, and I apologize for Monday, I had intended to have a live class meeting on Monday, but too many things were blowing up. Open a chat window here. Cool hat. Oh yeah, this is my my Sugarland Fire. I'm also a volunteer firefighter, or was at one time. Don't do that right now. I wear too many hats. So anyway, let me share a screen first. I don't have anything on the screen yet to share, but I'll bring something up. Just want to get the ball rolling on that. So first of all, did anybody experiment around with their WordPress and try some new modules or some plugins other than just the basic couple of plugins that it comes with? Does that mean no? Chat. Go to chat minute. What's the wow for? Jahangir, what's wow for?
Oh, it's just for like when you told us that you was in a firefighter. So
Oh, I was at one time. I haven't done that in a long time.
yeah, I was just like, well,
It's too hard. It's too much. It's too much work, and it's dangerous too.
Yeah, but it's a great service. You know, it's like a public service. So I was just impressed.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate that. You know, you live long enough, and you end up wearing a lot of hats. So, okay. So what I had asked you guys to do, hopefully, most of you, and I'm taking a lot of things into consideration this semester. The COVID-19 situation has unfortunately taken me away a lot more than I wanted to be taken away from my students and helping you guys out. So I apologize for that. I'm going to try to still give you your value on this. And even after the semester's over, I'll probably still keep doing these Zoom meetings in this MIS 4397. And we can keep going, guys. We don't have to stop at the end of this semester if you want to keep learning this stuff. I think it'll be free information. I'll just keep on doing it. I'm going to be teaching this class again in the fall. I don't think I'm teaching it in the summer. I'm teaching 4477 during the summer. But like I said, I'll keep doing these Zoom meetings at least for a little while, even after the finish of our semester. I guess you all know that all of the summer classes are going to be also online. You guys knew that already? I think they sent out an email. Is anybody in here affected by that? Are you guys taking summer classes?
No.
No, yes, maybe?
Nope.
No? Okay. So I don't know. That's going to be really tough, I think, for summer classes because has anybody ever taken summer school classes before at U of H?
No.
Nope.
Some of you know, some of you, yes. It's not easy to do. Because it's basically the way we teach them in the College of Business. It's Monday through Friday for 2 hours for 5 weeks. So it's a lot. It's very concentrated, and it's a lot of. It's going to be a lot of online. So I hope it's going to work out okay. Okay, so let me get to a WordPress site that we can experiment with. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Professor, do you have a chance to see my email? How to say it?
Yeah, was it about your password issue?
Oh, no, it was about my domain issue.
Your domain? Oh, is this not Austin talking?
No, this is Wilson.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. No, we can look at it if you want, but let me start looking at a couple of other things first,
All right,
and then we'll
thanks.
look at the domain issue if you like.
Thank you.
Okay, so okay, so I'm logged into my Funky Cat WordPress site here that I was looking at. So hopefully you guys are this far where you at least got a WordPress. Now somebody might be having trouble with domains. That's fine. We'll fix that. But hopefully you're far enough to where, let me change the scaling on this. Scale to fit. There we go. Okay, so hopefully you guys can have gotten that far. So if you haven't experimented around with WordPress, start experimenting around with it, playing with it, using it, because the only way that you're going to really learn any of this stuff, and I'm not saying WordPress is that important for business applications, because it's mostly just used for small or consumers. It's not really a practical commercial application. It just doesn't do enough, but it gives us a good idea of all of the different elements that you might want to use or need to use on a website. So I've introduced you guys to setting up, aside from the virtual physical platform or the virtual OS platform, we set up a virtual domain platform, which is a very, very common thing to do. And then on top of that virtual domain platform, we've installed this WordPress, which both of those two functions or things that we're doing are very common things that a lot of you will be doing. Won't necessarily be WordPress. But anyway, I've logged into the WP admin on my funkycat2020.com. Welcome to WordPress. The first thing you want to probably take a look at here is posts. And the way that WordPress is set up out of the box. Do I need to make this screen any bigger, by the way, or can you guys see it okay? I'm assuming you can see it okay. I can make it a little bit. Would it help to do that? Make it a little bit bigger?
It's easier to read like that.
Actually, let me try it a different way. I'll just have to scroll around. So out of the box, WordPress assumes that you might want to leave comments on every page. So let's take a look, not at the WP admin page, but let's just open another window here and go to just funkycat2020.com so you can see what it looks like. Okay, now normally you don't see that black bar at the top unless you do already happen to be logged in as the domain admin or the WordPress admin. So the one thing that I did change, by the way, is I went back to an older theme. So the first thing to understand about WordPress is the theme sets the basic background. It's kind of equivalent to like cascading style sheets of what your basic structure is going to be of your WordPress site. You can, of course, customize all the different pages to be whatever you want, but if you don't customize it, you can just grab a theme. So we've got a few links at the bottom here that it's given us out of the box, regardless of what theme you have. We've got a menu at the bottom here. So let's click About. So you can edit that and put anything you want in there. Now, again, that edit button, the only reason I see an edit button there is because I am logged in as the admin. If I logged out, I wouldn't see that. But we can go ahead and change whatever we want to say there. And adding media is if you want to actually add pages. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can either type straight text, or you could actually type in HTML. You can save HTML if you want it. That permalink, by the way, that's like a direct link to this particular page of WordPress. So you can copy and paste that into other web pages. You can change that, but that's basically a shortcut, that page ID. So every new page that you generate just gets a sequential ID number. Where's my save button? It scrolled off the screen here. Over here. Publish update. I'll click update there just to update that. So this is the kind of stuff that I wanted you to already do. Make some changes. Let's take a look at some of the other things. Blog. Okay, blog and contact. So what I wanted you to do, because one of the most abused things when somebody does set up a WordPress site is this blog and this contact section. Because if you notice under the contact section, this is where you can leave somebody information, but this blog allows you to type in whatever you want as a user. You should be able to. Oh, it's changed up a little bit. Now those comments, every page that's on there, there's really not many pages at all yet. If I click on here, you can see these are the pages. Let's actually start with this. This is easier. Click with pages. These are the pages that are currently available in WordPress, and you can add additional pages. So that's the home page, and that's the about page that I was on just a minute ago. That's the blog page, the contact page. You can click on each one of these and edit them right from there, and then save them and publish them. What I want you to do is on that contact page, I want you to add a plugin, which is here, for actually doing a more appropriate kind of a contact form. So we click on edit for contact. This is not really a form yet. All that this is just a placeholder with text. There should be some code in here for a form. Plug in somewhere there. It kind of looks like XML, but it's called shortcodes. So first of all, let's take a look at what plugins we have available to us. I want to say yes, I want to leave that site. These are the only plugins that are currently installed. There's Askomet Anti-Spam plugin, which is kind of a background plugin. There's not much to that. Then there's this classic editor, which is when we clicked on edit, that's what that is. And that Hello Dolly is not even activated right now. Let's not even worry about that. But let's say we need to add a plugin for a contact form. We actually want this to be a usable site. So let's go search for a contact form. You can either upload a contact or you can find one in the, this is kind of like the Play Store. You're not going to see a whole lot right here from this screen, but you can go find any plugin and upload it directly to your site. So let's do a search just to see if there's already any recommended forms. So I'm just going to type in form. We've got several of them that we could use. This is a really, really old one here. This contact form 7. Let me make that bigger so we can see it. So choose one of these. I think I'll probably just choose this one. Usually what I do when I'm looking at a plugin to install, I take a look at the number of installations. See where that says 5 million plus installations? That's probably a pretty popular plugin. If you see a plugin that's in the library here and it's less than 100,000 installations, it's going to be relatively new. Maybe I'd stay away from it, especially if it's like less than 10,000. Also, be very careful. You can find WordPress plugins on the internet just by Googling for them, downloading them to your PC first, and then uploading them to your server. But there's no guarantee that that plugin that you downloaded isn't actually spyware. So we recommend, just like with Android users, you can download stuff out of the Google Play Store, but, and maybe some of you don't know this, you can actually go download any application file that's written for Android and upload it into your Android phone. You don't have to go through the Google Play Store. So I would stick right now just to what you see in the WordPress plugin store, which is basically what we're going to call this. So let's click on install now and see what happens. Okay, so it was as quick as doing that. It's downloaded it to the server in the background. It doesn't automatically activate these. You have to activate it before you can actually use it. And then once you activate it, it should change what you see over here. It might add some additional items onto this menu. So you'll see it actually added this item here. So we've got contact form 7. It's got a new item here, contact forms. Let's click on that and see if there's any sample contact forms already. Okay, there's one. So it's giving me a sample form, and there is the short code. Okay, so I mentioned short code earlier. I said it's kind of like HTML. First of all, who's used WordPress before? Am I going too slow or am I going too fast? Is
I've
anybody-
used WordPress, but I mean, as
Okay.
long as everyone can follow along.
Okay, so WordPress is fairly easy to use. Let's take a look at what this contact form is. So I'm going to click on it here, and let's see what it's doing. So this is more or less a combination of HTML/XML/ what's called short code, and anything that's inside square brackets is short code. So here we've got little XMLs. There's a label, your name, and then there's some short code. It says text your name, close of that label, your email, your subject, and your message. It's a text area. So this is a text box, that's an email box, that's a text box, and that's a text area. You can add more if you want. To know what all of these different codes and labels are, you can go Google this stuff if you want, but the best thing to do is just take a contact form and begin with that. Okay, so let's just say, oh, we're good with that, with how that looks. Now, how do we actually use the form? The form is used by taking this short code, so I'm going to copy that, and I need to put it somewhere. So I see contact form 7 supports CAPTCHA, and doesn't store submitted messages. So let's go to one of my pages. Okay, I'm going to click on my pages. I've already got a page here called contact. I got one called blog. So let me edit this thing that's called contact. Okay, there's not really anything on this contact page other than this is a page where some basic contact information is. Let's change that from basic contact information to contact me. And we'll actually say that page is called contact me rather than like an informational page. I'm going to stick the short code in it right there. And I'm just going to stick that little end of page there. That's not what I meant to do. I'm trying to make this a little more visible for me. No, it's too little. Hang on, I can't see. I need to get me a bigger screen here. Okay, so it's page ID 8.